everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and if you like my vibe, subscribe. So to continue with the week-long subscriber request review videos that I'm doing, I have been requested to do the review of Parfums de Marly, the women's fragrances, for quite a while now, so I'm finally doing it. So I'm just gonna get right into it because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. 8 fragrances in the women's line as of right now. So first I'm going to start with Meliora. And y'all look at the bottle. It is beautiful. So the notes in this and how Meliora is described as a floral green fragrance with red berries, cassis, black currant, rose, lily of the valley, ylang ylang, vanilla, and musk. Now, when I smell this, I've heard other people mention it, but I feel the same way. I do get a hairspray, hair product vibe from this fragrance. And on my skin, I do smell the berries, the black currant, and musk on my skin. To me, it's a very pretty fragrance. It lasts 6 to 8 hours on my clothes and skin. It gives great projection and sillage for me for up to 6 hours, but it does last a full 8 hours. But the strength of the fragrance, the projection, and the sillage, you smell it the most for 6 hours, and then it wears closer to your skin for those last 2 hours. I do get compliments when I wear this fragrance, and it was, oh, what are you wearing? You smell so good. You know, because you get, oh, you smell good. Oh, that smells good. What you wearing? But then sometimes you get, oh, what are you wearing? That was this. It does smell different to me. And when I was going through and, you know, doing my research, really smelling and reacquainting myself with this fragrance, because I haven't worn it in a while. And when I got the hairspray, I said, wait a minute, because I said, Justin Bieber the key, let me see if these smell alike to me. And they don't. The key is muskier, and Meliora is fruitier, it's sweeter, it smells more high-end, it smells more luxurious. But I will say, if you kind of like that hairspray perfume smell that the key gives people, and some people say it makes them just smell fresh and clean and nice, then you would like Meliora, because it does give the hairspray scent, but so much better. And you do smell the berries and the sweetness and the fruitiness, and it smells, you smell like a pretty clean woman with all, you know, the type, all the nice products. You use all the nice products and you just look put together. This is what this fragrance gives me in a more casual way. But I love it. I love the bottle. I love how it smells, and I enjoy wearing it, and it is a compliment getter. So that's the first one, Meliora for the Parfums de Marly women's line. So we're going to go with the next two that people have heard the most about. That is Delena. Now the notes in Delena are bergamot, rhubarb, nutmeg, Turkish rose, peony, vanilla, musk, cashmere, Haitian vetiver, cedar, and incense. And this is described as a floral fragrance. I'll say it, I've said it numerous times. Delena smells like a beautiful woman. It is fresh, it is floral, it's a little powdery. It's got that effortlessly sexy vibe to it, but not sexy as in hello. Sexy as in just you're pretty, you're put together, and you smell high end. This smells high end to me. Oh, so that's Delena. Love it. Now let's go for Delena Exclusive. The notes in this are bergamot, pear, lychee, Turkish rose, oud, incense, amber, and vanilla. Every time never fails. This to me is a creamier, milkier, sexier version of the original Delena. The original Delena, if you like the fresh, floralness of that fragrance, this one smells alike, but it's just, oh my goodness. You smell more of the vanilla. You smell, it's heavier, and it's just, I just love this. Now I love Delena, but I don't prefer that. I love this more. Delena Exclusive, I actually love it more than the original Delena, because the way I describe it to people who ask me, just think sweeter, creamier, milkier, sexier. If you smell the original, think of that with this and you have it. Add more vanilla, and it's just, I just love it so much. Okay, next we're going to talk about, ooh, I almost dropped one, Castley. Hold it up so you can see it. This is described as an oriental floral. It has notes of red currant, Bulgarian rose, floral notes, plum, mimosa, frangipani, sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla. Now when I smell this, from the first time I ever smelled it, I think sweet peach, powdery floral. I think of that lush bath bomb fragrance that you can get when you go into a Lush, or you have that bath bomb smell that is just, it smells so good. Now, as I was preparing for this video, oh my goodness, you all, hold on. I forgot to tell you about how long the Delenas last. These both last forever on my skin. I don't tend to spray my clothes with these because these are expensive. So on my skin, Delena and Delena Exclusive, all day, have to take a bath. And I got some of Delena Exclusive in my hair, and I smelled it for 3 or 4 days in my hair strongly. Like people could still smell it as I was moving. These are great, long-lasting beast mode fragrances for me, both of them. Told y'all I'm new and practicing. So Castley, I said that it's sweet peach, powdery floral, and as I was preparing for this video, I smelled it, I went, hold up. So I went and got House of Sillage, Whispers of Enlightenment, and they are similar. So if you've smelled that, it reminds me of Castley from Parfums de Marly. They both have that sweet peach floral bath bomb vibe to them, but House of Sillage, Whispers of Enlightenment is more floral. To me, this is more peach powdery to my nose. And this lasts on my skin, and did I spray this on my clothes? I'm thinking, because usually I don't. No, I don't think I sprayed this on my clothes. So on my skin, it lasts for about 4 to 6 hours. It's not a strong sillage. It's not strong projection. It's moderate, but I could still get whiffs of it. Now this you would have to reapply, and some people, myself included, this is my opinion on the lasting of fragrances. Some people think a fragrance should last 8 to 10 hours or it's just trash. That is not my opinion. My opinion, if I like the fragrance, if I like the way it smells, lasting power is not high up on my list, but I do have at least a minimum of how long it should last. To me, a fragrance should last at least 4 to 6 hours, because that's moderate. That's not anything great. That's average. Now, for these prices, I will say I would want all of Parfums de Marly fragrances to last at least 8 hours because of the price. Now this doesn't. It is 4 to 6 hours. And that's depending on how much you spray. I spray heavily on practically everything unless I've learned my lesson and I know I don't need to. So this one is good. I love the smell. I enjoy wearing it, but I was disappointed in how long it lasted on my skin. I was disappointed in the projection and sillage because also for the price, I would want it to be more than average, but it's a lovely fragrance and I do enjoy it. And like I said, if you've smelled Whispers of Enlightenment, then you would more than likely like this fragrance also. And on the Delenas, I don't remember if I said the sillage. I know I said the lasting power. The sillage and projection on both of those are out of this world for me. Perfection for me also. So next we're going to talk about Saphend. And I love this bottle. That bottle is just, that bottle is sexy because of the way the juice inside looks. This fragrance is described as a floral fragrance. It has notes of orange, pear, orange blossom, ylang ylang, iris, amber, sandalwood, and vanilla. Oh, this to me is a soft, sweet, orange blossom vanilla fragrance. It's sensual, soft, and sexy. Now this can be a little sharp when you first spray it, because when I first spray it, I don't love it because it does have, it's just a sharpness to it that kind of gets in your nostrils, gets in your nose, but it doesn't last for long. And as it dries down, it's just smooth and just, oh, so good. Now this one also lasts 4 to 6 hours on my skin. It has a moderate sillage, moderate projection, but I love the way it smells. It has an airy quality to it that reminds me of sweet marshmallows, but a bit powdery. It's good. This I really enjoy. But again, because it only lasts 4 to 6 hours because of the price, you have to decide if it's worth it to you. Now the orange blossom is strong when I first smell this, and if you've smelled Elisab La Parfum, then you know what the orange blossom smells like at this. These two fragrances, they don't smell alike, but I'm trying to give you a point of reference that if you like the orange blossom in La Parfum, then this has that initially. And then it gets sweeter on my skin. I get more of the marshmallow powderiness, the airiness. It just makes you want to come closer and smell someone. It's not one that you can smell far away like the Delenas. This is one you have to get close and you just smell soft and sweet and sensual. I love this fragrance. Really, really, really love it. So those are the full bottle fragrances I have from the women's line from Parfums de Marly. So I have samples that I purchased from Fragrancenet when I was deciding which one, because all of these other ones I blind bought based off of reviews and reading notes and researching, and I felt like I would love them, and I love them all. These last three, I was like, I don't know. So I don't want to pay, you know, $100+ that I got these two. Well, really probably like $200 on Fragrancenet discounted. I didn't want to pay that on these without smelling them. So this one is Darcy, and I will put a picture up of the bottle because Darcy, I love the bottle. Ooh, I love that bottle. So Darcy is described as a floral citrus. It has notes of bergamot, orange blossom, jasmine, rose, patchouli, gourmand accords, white musk, and woods. Now this one, and I'm gonna have to spray it. This fragrance, when I tried it on my skin and wore it, it reminded me of Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. Now, they don't smell exactly alike, but they remind me of each other. Darcy is a smokier, heavy, not as bright, sharp version of Coco Mademoiselle. Coco Mademoiselle is more citrus, it's sharper to me, it's not as creamy. Now this Darcy lasted on my skin 4 to 6 hours also. I haven't really worn it, you know, out, I'm dressed and this is my scent of the day, but testing it at home, it lasted about 4 to 6 hours and strongly 4 hours. I would say you got to really get close to it and really be sniffing yourself to smell it after the 4 hours. Now, this kind of puts me in the mind of the House of Sillage Whispers of the Garden fragrance line. Not a particular fragrance, but if you smell those, they all have like a heavy floral undertone to them. And this just reminded me of that fragrance line. This is a sweet patchouli, incense, smoky version of Coco Mademoiselle. Which do I prefer? You know, I prefer Darcy because as I wear it, I like it more. But it's not a love for me, but I do enjoy it. And I think what's influencing me is because I want that bottle. I want the bottle. But I will not let myself purchase Darcy until I use up Coco Mademoiselle because they're not fragrances that I would gravitate to a ton. So there's no reason for me to have both in my collection. None whatsoever. So Darcy is one that I plan to purchase one day in the future. Now, next I have Athalia. And this is described as a floral, woody musk. It has notes of orange blossom, iris, amber, and white musk. I can still smell this one. So to me, this is a powdery, floral, musky, clean, kind of soapy fragrance. It's very classy. It's very boss woman. It's very grown woman. It reminds me also, if you smell the Balenciaga perfume, it was a gift to me. I used it up with the green juice and like the marble top. This reminds me of that fragrance. So if you smell, it's got that iris in it, kind of giving it that clean powderiness. It reminds me of that one, but I prefer Athalia to that fragrance. Now this also, I have to remind myself, let me see. This also only lasted 4 to 6 hours. I haven't worn it out, but testing it at home, it lasted 4 to 6 hours on my skin, depending on how I sprayed it. It's moderate projection, moderate sillage. But this is also one that I would purchase a full bottle of. I just don't know when. But I do like this. It's very, I would say the three that I have that I don't have full bottles of, that I have samples of, I would say they're the more mature, grown woman fragrances that maybe someone, teens, early 20s, they might go, no. But the other fragrances I mentioned, they're for anyone and everyone. I can see all ages loving the 5 I talked about that I have full bottles of. This one, I would say at least 30, you would appreciate this fragrance, and it still wouldn't be something I'm in my early 30s. It wouldn't be something that I would reach for on a day-to-day basis. It would be something I'd have to be in the mood for, or I'm trying to go for a certain look or a certain vibe that I would reach for this fragrance, but I do enjoy it. So the last one that I have a sample of, and the last fragrance in this line, is Sedbury. Now this has notes of mandarin, bergamot, tuberose, jasmine, iris, vanilla, amber, benzoin, patchouli, and vetiver. I can't smell this, and I really don't want to spray it. Now this to me is a creamy floral fragrance. Again, this reminds me of House of Sillage, Age of Innocence. It reminds me of that fragrance. This is sweet, it's very heady. Like if you sniff this for too long or you spray too much, I believe you get a headache. I don't get headaches easily from fragrances, but this gave me a slight headache. It's very aromatic. Now it lasts 6 to 8 hours on my skin. I have not worn this one out either. It has good projection and good sillage. Now this one, when I first sprayed this and wore it, I won't say hated it, but I didn't like it because it didn't stink, but it reminded me of like the Age of Innocence from House of Sillage, in my opinion, and to my nose. They reminded me of a more mature lady. Like when I smelled the Age of Innocence and then I smelled this one, I thought, you know, you're in your church outfit with your stockings and your big hat, your Sunday best. That's what I get from Age of Innocence and Sedbury. But then when I wore Sedbury the last time, I was like, oh, I'm liking this. So, you know, I don't know. This is one, it's very floral, extremely floral, and I will say mature smelling. But the last time I tested it out, I liked it more. And you know, that can happen. But I still wouldn't trust myself to purchase a full bottle of this because I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about Sedbury. So let's rate these from my least favorite to my number one. So I would have to say my least favorite would be Sedbury, because it's very floral, but it's got that, it's a sweet syrupy floral to me, and I like it, and then I don't like it, so I would have to say my least favorite because I'm very unsure of that fragrance. I would have to say Darcy and Athalia are a tie, because again, Darcy, I think I'm in love with the bottle more than I like the fragrance, but I think I love the bottle more and want it in my collection more than I have to have the fragrance. And Athalia I like, but it's not something that I can see me reaching for all the time. So I would have to say these are both tied. So now we have 5 full bottle, and I'm going to really tell you my thoughts on those. So, and this is hard for me because I really love all of these fragrances. So I would have to say in the number 5 spot, I'm gonna go with Castley. And the only reason is because peach is not a note I tend to love in fragrances, but I do enjoy it in this one, but I tend to like the others more. So number 5 is Castley. And let me just do this so I don't mess y'all up. Number 8, Sedbury. And we're just gonna, it just doesn't matter. So we're gonna do 6 Athalia, no, 7 Athalia, 6 Darcy, and 5 is going to be Castley. In the 4th spot, oh, this is hard between these two. Okay, I'm gonna go with Saphend because I have not worn it enough as much as I've worn the others, but I love this. Keep in mind, the ones I have full bottles of, I love and enjoy. So number 4 is Saphend. Number 3 is going to be Meliora. And this is also one when I smelled it, it evokes some memory from when I was a little girl, but I can't tell you what, and it drives me crazy. I've tried, every time I smell it, I'm like, what is it reminding me of? And I can't remember. But number 3 is Meliora. Number 2 is the Delena. You know, they're gonna be at the top. Delena. And number 1, Delena Exclusive. This is one, if I ran out of it today, I'd be trying to find the money. I'm like, I got to get it, got to have it in my collection. I love Delena Exclusive. All right, you all, that was my review of the Parfums de Marly line for women. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment below telling me what you think of the Parfums de Marly line. Tell me your favorite fragrance or if you've ever tried it. Let's just have a conversation. Please turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. And please share this video with anyone who you think would be interested, because I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I want to meet that goal by September, and I really would appreciate your help in reaching the goal. And we're going to have a giveaway and fun videos that I've saved for when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So as I always say, if you like my vibe, subscribe. Until next time, bye.